shut it down.
Hey, Andrea, let me share my screen. Give me the authorization, please.
Yeah, for sure. Just a second. Just let me figure this out. I just gotta exit this. Okay. Okay, so I think yeah, and then okay, so try it now. So you both should have it. Can you?
Yeah.
You both have it. Okay.
Good.
Cool. Okay.
Me? Can we start?
Oh yeah, totally.
It's a nice day,
Hmm.
Today Brazil is burning.
It's what?
Brazil is burning.
Oh, burning. All right. Well,
If you go,
that happens.
Go to the news, you're gonna see what's happened.
Ooh.
The one minister gave up and put all the shit in the van. Gave an interview about the government.
Yeah.
And Bolsonaro went to the TV to try to explain and get worse.
Oh.
Get worse.
Oh. All right. Well, we'll see what happens. Okay, so I'm gonna start. All right. So where'd Alvaro go? I cannot start until I see his face. There's got to be the three of us. Giddy up. All right. Okay, so thanks everybody for joining. Today we are talking about attacking systems with futsal. So Marcelo and Alvaro, as per usual, are going to do the presentation, and then we'll definitely, like before, we'll always take questions. So yeah, that's it. That's what we're talking about today, futsal attacking systems.
So hi everyone, this is Alvaro here. So as Andrea said, thank you Andrea, thank you Marcelo. As Andrea said, we're going to talk about futsal, the attacking systems or attacking moment, or how to move the ball from your defense all the way to attack and finish that action. So we're going to go, I'm going to share the screen right off the bat here, and then we're going to briefly talk about some moments of the game in futsal, just to give a better sense on what we're going to talk from this day on in our presentations. So the game of futsal, we have basically same as soccer, 4 moments, and some authors, some coaches, some professors, they understand 2 more moments in the game of futsal. So basically we have attack, defense, and the 2 transitions, which are attacking transition and defensive transitions. So those are the basically 4 moments, and we still have 2 situations or 2 moments that we can talk about, and we are going to briefly talk about those today. It's flying goalie, which is only for futsal, and then dead balls, set pieces. So how to attack and defend, what do you do during attacking and defending dead balls. Today, of course, we're going to focus on the attacking aspect, but we're going to have one day that we're going to talk a little bit more about those 2 moments. Okay, so going forward, all those moments that I showed you previously, we need to understand that because of the nature of the game of futsal, the game is so dynamic that it's not right separate them to understand, like separate them because they happen at all time, like they overlap each other. So they happens a lot of times during the game, and you start to one, and then out of sudden less than 1 minute you are playing a different one, less than 30 seconds you're playing a different one. So you need to adjust and readjust at all time during the game. But for studies purpose, we're going to separate them to give a better view. And then, but remember, every time we are attacking, you need to understand that we are attacking that way based on the defense behavior. So but we are trying to separate them only to make it easier for us to understand that specific moment, which today is attacking moment. Okay, as I said, despite the integration, they work all together, but you need to understand a few characteristics of attacking, and then we're going to talk about the other moments of the game. Another thing we need to understand about the game of futsal, all the moments you need to react and readjust at all time, and this needs to be fast, and there's need to be a meaning behind your action. So when you're practicing, when you're playing, when you are watching a game, you're going to see players, as soon as they lose the ball possession, they need to react fast to try to get that ball back and protect their net, or do another action and change their behavior, because right now they were attacking, now they need to defend. So that's the dynamism of futsal. And then keep this in mind, but only for studies purposes. Again, we're going to separate the moments to make it a little bit easier for us to talk about and understand the moment. Going forward here, those are a few behaviors that coaches, originally this study is in Brazil. The coach Wilton Santana, he describing in his book the behaviors that coaches in Brazil that work in the highest level, they expect players to act or to behave in this level when they are attacking. So coaches are expecting players, and we expecting players, and the game is expecting players that move at all time. And we are talking about the 4 outfield players. So if I have the ball, the other 3 players that are playing with me, the outfield players, they need to move at all time to help me, to support me, to give me passing lanes. So that's the behavior, one of the behaviors. This is one of the characteristics of the game. And this is one behavior that players, and those are behaviors that players need to have to excel in this game, to play this game properly. And of course, if you start make a connection with the game of football or soccer, you will understand that how this game is important to help to create a better soccer player, because you have no time to think and act. In futsal, you need to have the 2 things pretty much happening at the same time. You need to think and act at all time, because the pressure is on you at all time. So anyways, play off the ball. So to provide a passing lane, to support a player, I need to play off the ball. I need to move at all time, and I need to find those gaps or those spaces where the defenders aren't there to play and receive a ball. So I move to open space to myself or someone else, and someone else maybe is not the ball carrier, maybe is a third player that is going to come and receive the ball right behind me. So I'm gonna, during this presentation, probably we're gonna go move back and forth to use the board here. I don't know if you have a good vision of that. Do you? Okay.
Yep.
So if I am number 2 and player number 1, for example, has a ball and we have the pressure on us like this, let's me put only 3 players here, and then I'm number 2. So if I stay here, number 1 is on me. I'm not playing with number 1. But if I move here, probably this defender, he's going to follow me. And if he decides to follow me, I'm opening space to number 4, which is going to move to receive the ball. Of course, number 3 might follow, but in this moment here, half second that I move this way, opening this lane here, maybe this guy will receive a ball here, and then we can progress. So those are the things that we need to understand, and players, they need to do during a futsal match to play properly. So all of those items, and then another one here supports the ball carrier. This is a good example of that. So I move into the space to open a space to either number 1 in that example, or to myself to play into that space. So if we come back here, so I'm number 2 again, same example. If I decide to move this way, I'm opening this space here. So number 4 in the previous example, he was moving here to receive the ball, but he can also move this way, for example, opening this area and giving this area to number 1, play this 1v1 battle here. So I'm number 4 is supporting the ball carrier in this way because I decide to move into the open space. So we have 3 players. We're going to talk about this individual connections further on today, but this is a good example on supporting the ball carrier. So number 2, open space. Number 4 is coming in to provide this passing lane. If number 1 decided not to play, he needs to move somewhere else again to keep supporting number 1. And then in this example, I came this way, for example, to create a passing lane on the right side of the ball. Okay, so the next item here in our presentation is good decisions when playing under pressure. In this example here, we have under pressure, the 3 players are under pressure at all time. So we are opening space and giving number 1 the possibility to decide if he want to dribble the ball in, if you want to move the ball backwards, if you want to play the ball across, if you want to hold a little bit and wait for the support on his right side. So the decisions are going to be made based on what's going on in the game. So all these items that we are talking here, all these characteristics that we are talking here belongs to the game of futsal, and of course can help a soccer player to play on the pitch. Another item that we have here is making intelligent or smart decisions during the game. And when we talk about this, intelligence nowadays is not only, when we talk about intelligence, we're not talking about only the brain, thinking and understanding the bigger picture here on the possibilities, or to play the ball to number 4, or play the ball, hold a little bit and play the ball to number 2, or use this open space here right in the middle. But intelligence is not only decide where to go, but do that properly. So we're talking about a more complex concept here, which involves the thinking and the action. So maybe a player can see everything, all the possibilities here, but he's going to lose the ball here. And then the other team will have a chance to score. So what we are trying to do here is show that intelligence is one of the most important things in every team sports game. And individuals are the most important thing in your team. Players are the most important things in your team. Okay. So the other item is understanding and adjust the game during every moment. Again, the same example. Number 2 has decided to open this space here in the middle. The defender has decided to follow. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? Am I going to hold a little bit because this guy is under pressure? The defender blocked this passing lane here. I cannot play. Number 1 cannot play in the middle. If number 1 holds a little bit, maybe he's going to have this short passing lane here. So he maybe decided to play across. Number 3 shut off the passing lane. Number 2 put his right foot here to block the passing lane over there and to block the middle of the pitch. Now number 1 needs to readjust everything, and then he needs to get a better picture, a new picture, and then decide again. So this happened at all time in the game of futsal. So we are talking about attacking moments. This is the behind the scenes of all the videos we are going to talk further in this presentation. This is one thing that I like is the next topic. It's play 1v1. So playing 1v1 in futsal is not only playing 1v1 when we are attacking, but playing 1v1, maybe this battle can occur here. If he has no options, everybody's moving, but we don't have options, this guy needs to play 1v1. Sometimes he's going to kick the ball, but I would say encourage your players to play the 1v1, especially in practices. Go for 1v1, play 1v1. If you lose the ball possession, especially in practices, you make a mistake. That's part of life. That's part of the game. But play the 1v1. Encourage your players to go for it. There's no problem on that. Okay. This is one behavior that coaches in futsal and also in football, they're expecting players to do and have that courage to try to play that 1v1. The next topic is accuracy and pace when you're passing the ball. Let's come back. Again, same picture. Have the three players here. Okay, let's imagine number 2 came this way. Number 1 decided to follow. Number 3 is being checked. He decided to move, open this space here. And at this time that he's coming back, there's this gap here. So this pass, I don't need to play on his feet because the defender is right behind him. I can pass the ball in this open space here. In soccer, I think we say in English, future point or next step. Here we're gonna say we need to play this ball with accuracy and pace into this open space. So once number 4 is coming back, as soon as he's getting this point here, he's gonna contact the ball and control the ball. So this analysis and this sort of pass, in Portuguese, we used to say timing pass. This is very important in a game at a high level, especially at a high level game. Another characteristic in futsal, and those are individual characteristics that we are going to talk right now, is if we have a different draw here, or even the same, this guy moved this way, this guy dropped a little bit, this guy decided to block. Players need to have courage not only to circulate the ball or play the ball across the field or across the pitch, but they need to play the ball forward. And I mean, when I mean play the ball forward, I mean pass the ball with a meaning, with a purpose, like not only giving the ball away by kicking the ball, but playing the ball with a purpose. Okay, so pass the ball forward and then move forward. So this way we are progressing on the field. So this way we can get on the attacking zone. Okay, so those are basically the behaviors that coaches are looking for a futsal player. And of course, all of them fit in a soccer player. Okay. So now we're going to talk about the attacking organization. We're going to call this attacking organization. The first item is the structure, attacking structure. The second is the game model. We're going to a little bit talk about positional attacking, attacking under possession, direct attack, and counter-attack. Remembering that counter-attack is part of that attacking transition, so we're not going to go over too much. And then at the end, we're going to talk about individual players' connection. Okay. Attacking organization. So if you look at the field, when you're structuring your attack or your defense or whatever moment you were thinking in your game model on the way you were going to attack, you need to understand the field, the pitch, the court, whatever name you want to call, the zone where you're going to play, the place where you're going to play. So in futsal, we can divide the pitch in the court in 3 zones. So zone 1, we can call build up. Zone 2, the creation or create phase. And then the zone 3, the finishing phase. In build up, we can say there's an expression, and this expression in Portuguese has a lot of meaning behind, but I couldn't find the best way to translate that, even though I've made a few researches and reading some English coaches in futsal. We are talking about goal clearance or goal kick under pressure. So if I stop sharing here and show, can you see the board here?
Yep.
Okay. So if you're talking about, let me put the goalie here and the red team on the field in a 4-0 formation, for example. So what I'm trying to explain here is playing under pressure when your goalie has the ball. So if you have this, for example, this behavior here, so the player's playing high press, man marking. Normally the teams, they have a few, so remember the build up zone. We want to play here in the build up zone. That's what we are trying to explain right now or show right now. And then roughly here. So normally what we are gonna see is a few movements that players, they are gonna do to create space, to receive the ball off the pressure. So maybe number 3, it's a random movement, we'll go this way. And then number 4 opens, this guy go that way, this guy's approach. So then maybe the goalie has 1, 2, 3, and maybe 4 options to play the ball. So if he decides to play here, momentaneously, he has a few time to think and act. And then maybe number 3 will move forward. We can play this ball forward. And then we are on the create zone already, creating phase already. So we are progressing on the field. So basically, in your build-up zone, you're gonna have your players basically playing under pressure, especially when your goalie have the ball. And here, what we are gonna try to do is there are movements to create spaces and try to play as much as we can with advantage, numerical advantage. So for example, 4 guys playing in here, and then they have 1 guy's holding here in the middle, whatever. So we have an overload here. We have more players than the opposition inside our build-up phase. Of course, we're going to try to replicate or to play under this behavior in all the 3 phases, but mainly here we need support at all time. Okay, so moving forward to the creating space. Here is the moment, or is the phase, where based on the defender's behavior, we are going to understand if we're going to play in a attacking, positional attacking, when the defenders are behind the ball line, all of them, or if you're going to try to play under possession. So we're going to try to move the ball around to keeping the ball possession, to find the right moment to move into the finishing phase and then finish the attack. Or if you're going to play direct, like playing the ball here, playing the ball there, right off, and move quickly from one phase to the other one. And then that's what we're going to try to do, try to find the best moment to progress to the finishing phase and create our attacking opportunities. So when I don't think we are going to have a good, oh yeah, we do have a good vision here. Yeah. So as soon as we get into the final phase, here in this zone here is the time that we are trying to find those moments to actually finish our attack, to kick the ball or finish the ball in the net. So those are the 3 phases that we need to understand. And when we are building up our model, we need to take that in consideration. Okay, so if I share here, so those are the 3 moments that we were talking, the 3 phases that we were talking about. Okay, so we need to respect the lines are here, but it's just a reproduction. Like we can have this line and squeeze a little bit more the phases, there's no problem. But keep this in mind that we have those phases, and on the videos later on, you're gonna see this happen a lot. Talking about the game model. Let's come back here.
Alvaro, does anyone, I'm just going to interject. Does anyone have any questions on that? Do you want to type in the chat? Nothing? I'm seeing nothing.
No problem.
No, that's fine.
So attacking model is, or the game model, just briefly, is the way the coach, the way the manager thinks the concepts, the principles, or making this conversation easier, the way the coach would like to see their group of players, their team or his team or her team attacking. So, for example, we're going to talk about four different ways to do this. And for example, I try to build up from the back and use the three phases on the court to finish my attack. But there's no problem to play direct once in a while. There's no problem to keep the ball possession and try to find those spaces. There's no right or wrong to defend and block and then counter attack. There's no right or wrong here. There's coaches, the way he prefers to play or she prefers to play. And then there are the activities or the game or the mini games or the small-sided games that you're going to create to produce those behaviors necessary to make your team play in those topics or the way you were thinking. So if I decide to play in a positional way, I need my players understanding what they're going to do in every position on the pitch. Positional is a little bit different than in soccer, where in soccer you're going to have the two center backs, the two full backs, the holding mid or the two holding mids. In futsal, you're going to see players floating around nowadays. It looks like more a possession game than a positioning game. But talking about the positional, we do have in futsal. It's more old days, old style, but we still have teams playing like this. The possessional aspect of that, there looks like similar because you have a shape. I showed here the 4-0, so you have a shape in your starting movement, and then the players are going to move all over the place to create space, to open space, to provide passing lanes, to support the ball carrier, so on and so forth. And then when you find the opportunities, you are going to try to finish your attack.
Hey, Alvaro, Wissam has a question. He says, this is his exact words. He says, hey, Alvin, quick question on the build-up zone. Are players forbidden to go to a 1v1 on zone 1 as they usually would in soccer?
So let me see if I understand. If players are allowed to play 1v1 inside their box.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that right, VC?
Let's see what she's saying.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. He's saying yes.
So I think we are talking about futsal in general. Let's think about formation. Let's think about 6 years old, 7 years old, 8 years old, whatever, young kid. If I turn to a kid and say, you are not allowed to do that, let's consider your question. For me, a player can play 1v1 whenever he can on the court. So I think as a coach, I shouldn't turn to a player and say, don't do that inside the box because it's dangerous. It's not wrong. It is dangerous. But remember that the players need to be encouraged to play the 1v1. So why not play 1v1 inside your own box? Now, if we put this in a contest where I'm playing 1v1, I am this kid, I'm playing 1v1, I decide to play in my own box 1v1, but I have a player completely open by the sideline or ahead of me, and then maybe the best option wasn't play the 1v1. What should I do? Play the 1v1 or make the pass? This is a different contest. This is a different scenario. So, but being honest with you, players should be encouraged to play the 1v1. Done. And for me, there's no problem. Marcelo, do you want to?
And hi, everybody. My name is Marcelo, by the way. For me, normally in my games for the kids, the goalie decides which player he's going to pass. And normally he goes to the guy more skills to beat the first player. They look around and say, this guy, because he knows the guy is going to try and he has very success. I'm talking about kids 8 years old, 7 years old. So because they are more play 2-2, so have two guys in the back, and they receive the pressure, and the players, they want to beat like the guys if they feel comfortable. So more he try, more he gonna keep doing. this, because if he has success, he gonna try. And I think this is the debate makes difference when you play soccer. Is the guy that is confident and the guy can be the guy. So you are building confident for the kids. I like dribbling too.
Yeah, yeah. The player, just to complement that, we see the player will only be comfortable on the ball if he plays on the ball. So in this situation, if I ask the player only to pass just because he's passing the ball and not taking risks, I'm not helping him, because that's not the game. The game is you're going to play under pressure. The opposition wants the ball. So we're going to have 10 guys sharing one ball. So everybody wants that object. So if I just give the ball away just because I don't want to take a risk at all time, that's not the right approach, in my opinion. Okay, but everything depends on a contest. Okay, moving forward. I hope did I answer a question?
There is a,
Yeah, you totally did. Yep, he's good.
Okay,
there is a question from.
Move on. Just move on.
Yeah.
The other question, just move on.
Okay, so direct attacking. So we have the same ideas in both soccer and futsal. Direct attack, it's when the goalie has the ball and then a defender has the ball, he's going to play straight to the finishing zone. There's no build up, there's no create phase. I just skip one or two phases and then I play the ball inside the finishing zone. And then from there, I can try to score in one touch, two touches, but it's going to be a very fast and direct attack. That's why. Again, there's nothing wrong in any of those. If you are a coach and you pick one of them to play with your team, there's nothing wrong. It's your style. We respect that. Personally, I think kids, as I said, needs to be encouraged to play since the build-up phase, moving to create phase, and then finishing phase. And of course, they need to try to find the best opportunity, the best option to score. Okay, so maybe if someone is open by the post or by the goalie, why not play straight to him? There's no problem. Okay, it's your strategy. Counterattack is, we're going to go very quickly because we're going to take more time on this maybe next week. Counterattack is when you're defending, you have all your players or pretty much all your players behind the ball line. That's what you want. Everybody, the 5 players defending. As soon as you regain the ball possession, you're going to attack as fast as you can, trying to finish your attack. So this is a counterattack. Okay, in futsal, I've heard fast attack and counterattack. It's like football, like soccer. Counterattack is when you, in soccer, when you get this ball in your defense field, and then you go all over up on the field and try to score. Fast attack, the difference is you get this ball, you regain this ball on the offensive field, in zones, in soccer, in zones 1 and 2. So those are the organization attacking, the moments that you need to think about thinking on your game model. You need to decide one way to play, and then you need to think on how to practice those moments. So we are trying to talk a little bit, as I said, on the behind the scenes. And then the last aspect here, we are going to talk about the individuals, players, connections. Oh, by the way, all this material, all this content here, I pick up from 2 guys. I've been studying Wilton Carlos Santana, which is a professor in Brazil, and the Brazilian national coach, Marquinhos Xavier. So those are 2 guys. If you want to read something about Marquinhos Xavier, I don't know Wilton, but Marquinhos has 1 or 2 books in English. So if you want to take a look, we can put this in our social media, and then you can try to read something from those guys. And Marquinhos Xavier is the actual Brazilian national men's coach. Okay, so one of the things that he says is important when you are preparing your sessions or thinking on teams and players development in attacking moment, what he calls is combinations. So 2 players two players that they make a simple combination. So if I stop sharing my my screen and then come back to the board, I can give you, maybe I can give you a sense on what he's talking about. So if can you guys see my board?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, that's great.
So for example, number two has the ball. If number 5 show up, I would say if number 4 here is checking number 2, if number 5 is behind number 4, he's out of the game. To create that simple combination, he needs to create a passing lane and show himself to play in a simple combination with number 2. Number 2 is the ball carrier in this example here. And then to make an advanced combination, according to Marquinhos Xavier, we need to add a third player. So the Spanish, if you read a little bit on the Spanish books, you are going to find the same ideas with different names. So here would be a triangle in the Spanish, and Marquinhos called this advanced combination. Okay, so 3 players making a advanced combination. And then if you add the 4th player in this game here, all of them completely open or creating passing lanes or possibilities for number 2 here in this example to pass the ball, then we are creating a complex combination. So this only happens if all the players, they understand that first, they cannot hide themselves in the game. So meaning, if number 3 decides to stay here, he's completely off the game. But if he moves this way, then he's playing with number 2. If number 5 does the same here, then we're going to have the same thing, so on and so forth. So that's why in futsal, you're going to see pretty much this movements going back and forth, and then teams trying to progress on the court at all time. Okay, so the sum of those combinations will help you to progress on that game, on the field. And of course, it's going to help you to improve your team during the tournament, during the league you are playing. Because if the player number 1 or one of your players is not playing very well, and then he's playing in a low performance, and then he's not helping the other 3 guys, we are not going to have the same performance as if we had 4 players willing to run, willing to create those space, create those opportunities, and help all the other players. So it's very important because futsal, yes, is a team sport, but futsal has a highly individual demanding. What I'm trying to explain here is, yes, it's a team sport, but one player can make a difference. So if you work your players and help your players to improve as a players, you are improving your team at the same time. If one player stays behind, the whole team will fall apart. So as a coach, we need to work more individually with our players than only as a team sport. We need to understand the players, what they need to do, and then help them to evolve and to improve as a players, helping this way to improve your team itself. Okay, so I think.
So, sorry, Alvaro, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
So, compared to soccer, then, you're in soccer, can you kind of hide your, if you're not a very strong player defensively or offensively, you can kind of hide because it's 11-11, 11v11, versus if it's futsal, because it's, excuse me, it's 5v5, your weaknesses are more exposed, your strengths and weaknesses are more exposed.
I can rephrase that, Andrea. and show you this. I don't know. Let's see if I'm gonna answer your question. So for example, can you guys see the board here?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna bring the other one, but let's go. So if we have the red team here, a back four, so the 4 defenders,
Yeah.
and then we have like 4-4-2. Okay, we have no
Okay.
this example here. So if the ball is here with number 2 attacking, and this go here down here, okay?
Yeah.
If we have this scenario here, probably we are gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys playing forward,
Okay.
and maybe 4 guys standing behind. So these 4 guys here plus goalie are off the game.
Okay.
I'm not saying these guys, nobody's hiding,
Yeah.
okay? But they're off the game,
Okay.
okay? In futsal, there's no room for that.
Okay.
In futsal, if one player decided not to play for any reason, we're gonna attack 3v4. And because of the nature and the dynamism of the game, 3v4 is not gonna work, probably is not gonna work. When you are coming in the high level, it's not gonna work. Because 4 guys plus goalie, they know how to defend. Okay, so what makes futsal important for players' development is this nature. So everybody must attack and play actively. I need to play at all time, moving, supporting, creating passing lanes. I have no room to stand here as a defender and wait. Or on the other side, on the flip side of this coin, if I lose the ball possession, number 5 here is the striker, and then the blue team now is attacking. So for example, if this guy decides not to defend, look what we have here. Remember the overloads and the advantage, numerical advantage that we are trying to create at all time?
Yeah.
So in this case here, we are having an attack like 4v3. And then we attack 3v4. We couldn't finish, we couldn't score. And then now we are, the opposition is attacking us in a 4v3 situation, plus goalie, of course, but this guy decided not to play. And in futsal, there's no room for that.
Okay.
So this guy needs to drop. So the futsal gives the players a sense of how to play in all the moments of the game. Plus bad balls, we are going to have way more than soccer. And we are going to have a situation 5v4, and we call here flying goalie.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks.
No problem. So if I share my screen here again, Marcelo, do you want to share? Do you want to share your screen?
Because it's better because I think it's better because they're gonna show like the videos.
Yep. Enjoy.
Do you have my screen now?
I'm seeing you. I can see you.
See you, see me. You see me. Let's see webinar. Webinar. Now I'm gonna share my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yep, I can. Totally can.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. We're gonna talk about tactical system. We're gonna start by the 2-2. It's the first one. It's easy to play. It's the first one for the kids. You say, oh, you are 2 defenders here. We have 2 attackers. If you pass the ball, we start like this situation for them, for this tactical. And you go teach them. If you pass the ball, you move up and you're going to build the guys. The problem is a system that if you play another team and they play 3-1 or 4-0, you're gonna face troubles. So you have a video about like the also go here. I need to share now my screen.
So Marcelo, you like, so the 2-2 is good for kids, but do you like it in other, like at high level situations? Do you like it? Or is it just more, is it easier for youth?
Depend of the level. For adults or teenagers, good level. 2-2 can help you as a defense to make
Okay.
it work. I'm gonna show you my board, and but the dynamic of the game is faster now.
Okay.
For attacking, it works for when you play 1-2-1 for sure.
Yeah.
Attacking. And the main marking, you can do it. We can do it if the guy's moving, because you'll be surprised the guy moving the back. I need
Okay.
to share my screen. Are you watching the? What do you have my screen now?
No, I don't. We're not seeing the video. I don't know.
Video?
No, I don't see the. Do you see the? I don't see the YouTube video. I just see. I'm still seeing the presentation.
So the presentation. Show is more CDB. No. Video. I needed to. I need to pause remote control more and you share. Yes. Oh, you can see?
Oh, yes.
Okay. This is 2-2.
Following distribution. Player number 2, the right wing. And number 4, the left wing. Both close to the goalkeeper. Player number 3 and number 5 are on the left in the offensive zone.
So you can see the yellow team is pressure. They are doing main marking high. Many teams here, they do this. Pressure, main marking.
The opposing team is in a pressure defense. Player number 2 passes the ball to number 3, who has the option of passing to player number 2, who is moving at midcourt. He can either shoot or pass the ball to player number 5, who is moving towards the goal and also has the option to finish and score.
So the guys are parallel, the ball, and the guy move.
Third play. It uses the same positioning as the second play. Player number 4 passes the ball on a diagonal to number 3.
So in this situation, again, they are pressure the defense. If the guys are drop to low defense, we have another situation for 2-2. So in this situation, the guys pressure one by one, you just pass and move. You find space to pass. It's not difficult to attack.
Has the option to pass to player number 2, who is moving alongside him, moving behind, with the option to shoot. Fourth play.
So this is the example, 2 example for, oh yeah, you come back. You can see what you can see the video now.
Yeah, I can see your YouTube. I can see your YouTube screen.
You cannot see the PowerPoint.
No, I can't see the PowerPoint. Oh, I see you now.
No PowerPoint.
No PowerPoint.
Oh Jesus!
Did you lose it? Did you lose it?
Yes, I lose the presentation here.
Oh, no!
behind me. It's not in the front. So I need to put the
Oh my God.
Give you a second.
Hmm.
We have the cover. Where is this here? Share. Yes. So I come back. Yes. Is here?
Yay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Perfect. Perfect.
Perfect. Perfect. We're gonna work.
Perfect.
So now I'm gonna talk about 1-2-1. Oh my God. So this is the system the guys started in the 80s. I played this. I think Alvaro didn't because Alvaro is young. Alvaro is 32 years old. I'm almost 50. So I play this kind of game. We need a pivot. So when you play this game, can you see my board? My board is small because I'm a smaller coach.
Yeah, we can see it. Yeah, that's good.
You can see.
Yep, that's good.
This game, you move the striker up. You have the left, the right, and normally this defender, he's never go up. So the idea is to feed this guy. So it's not a dynamic situation to play. And the problem is when they try to be defender, they need to be on zone. And this is a big problem when you face 2-2 or 3-1 or 4-0. It's like I can give an example for 2-2. What's the problem? If I have the ball this side here, my players, if they move the other side faster, the player has no time to adjust. The ball go faster here. This guy gonna find the guy here. So if you go opposite, because you can see, if I pass the ball this side, if I'm a right footer, pass this side here, you are watching the right footer. This guy is right footer, is a right footer, left footer, pass the ball here, find the play here. There is no time for this guy in the back cover 2 players in the back. So this guy, if the other team open 2-2, this guy in the middle is lost, has no. So if he pressure here, the guy just switch the ball to the other side, create 2 versus 1. So create 2 versus 1. So when he pass the ball, the defender can come and the ball go again there. So it doesn't work like 1-2-1. It's an old style. I don't suggest you play this game. I know many teams they play because for the kids, because here you play 4 versus 4 U8, and the kids for U8, when you see the games they play, because they play in soccer, they bring for the courts to play 1-2-1 diamond. They say the diamond. You do the diamond, they do the diamond. But when they face 2-2, that's the first for the kids, they fail. They don't know how to do. So you need a great pivot. So you need a great striker to play, to attack this, because the guy gonna be receive the ball and play the game when you are attacking. But when you don't have the ball, the other team gonna play different. So you can attack this way, but you need to change when you don't have the ball. So the tactical system has to change one way when you attack. You can attack in 1-2-1, and you can defend like different. Defend by zone, but 2-2 or one other zone. So we're gonna talk about 3-1. 3-1 starting the end of the 80s, the 90s. The teams start to play 3-1. Is one striker, the 3 guys in the back, they are moving. They don't keep position. It's good because the other team cannot control, cannot get you what you're doing. You use the pivot and the pivot hold the ball and can pass the ball. The problem is you need the guys, good, very good players, because they need to dribble the ball. They needed to have skills to beat the guys. They needed to, in 3-1, they needed to defend. So you need a global player in this situation. The guy cannot be just a defender, or he cannot be just a winger, or he cannot be just a pivot. So it's a system that started to work 30 years ago, And nowadays they still playing with this system. So you have a video. Manage control. Stop share. I stop share now. I need to share the video here. You have a video? Can you see, Andrea, now?
No, I see no video. You're still, you got the PowerPoint presentation.
You can see you cannot see the video?
No, no video.
Meet control. Stop share, your screen's pause. New share. Good. Can see the video?
Oh, perfect.
Okay.
Yep.
So the defense is 1-2-1. And the other team start to play 3-1. So look at this. So look again. Now the guy move. He blocked the guy alone. This is 1989, final game in the World Cup. So this is 1989. This is another example nowadays about the 3-1. How you build the 3-1. This guy here is André Bier. He's the Corinthians. Corinthians is a big club in Brazil. They have like futsal since U8, U7, now U7 now federation to adult team in futsal, and Corinthians has the professional team in soccer. So the futsal help. This guy is the coaching. So he won the league in 2018. Yeah, 2 years ago, Corinthians won the first time, I think, the league. And he's talking about his 3-1, how he built the 3-1, how he built the 3-1. So he talked for the guys to be in 3. So he talked this guy is almost play as a defender. So the guy he's more defender conception. So if he passed the ball, he moved to receive the ball back. The striker is this side here, the guy that is in the top. So he prefers always start the ball from the line. The other side make the adjust timing, moving back and forth. If this guy can come in the middle. So he can move the ball inside or he can move the ball outside. So he can give to the guy 2 options, the defender in 3-1. We are talking about high level. This is the highest level. This is very fast. So when he passed the ball there, the guy created here 2 versus 1 if you have a defender. They come from 1-2 here. If the defender is blocking the pass, the guy go behind to escape. So the decision is not just and oh my internet. And the defender is back to support. Look, the guy move up, they create 2 versus 1 for the other side. Receive the ball, the parallel. And they're gonna finish the attacking every time in this position. Every time you're gonna finish the attack in this position. This is very important to understand. In this position. Alvaro talked about before that everybody goes to the game. Depend what I adjust is depend about the courts. Like in Fortress, the court, you cannot have everybody attack because when the half court, the guy can score from there. So if the defender move up and you have the pivot behind, the guy receive the ball, boom, score from the half because it's too small. In a big court that the guy's playing big court, everybody goes because you have time to come back. If someone escape, you have time to come back to run. But in a small court that you play here in Burnaby, is difficult if everybody goes, because the guy can receive a ball and score the ball. So he's talking about this, how you finish in this position. If you lose the ball, these guys are covering the middle. So you don't have a problem in your attacking, the way you finish. So you have a chance to kick the ball direct, you have the far post, and you have the guy in the middle, and you have the cover here. So you have no stop share, go another share. Yeah. Now you can see me?
Yes, but not the presentation.
Share, I'm gonna go presentation. So yeah, and now we're gonna talk about the 4-0. So when the 3-1 brought the player to play, we start to play 4-0. Is a high level. When I talk a high level, I'm talking about the national teams in many countries. They play this, and very professional good teams, they play 4-0. Like Barcelona play 4-0. Corinthians plays 3-1 and 4-0 too. Is a perfect because you can escape. Always you have space behind. If you receive the pressure 1-1, it's easy for the guys because they're gonna pass and move. But if you play versus a team that is low defense, it's more difficult to play 4-0 because the guys will be close to the net. So you can have a problem shoot. You can shoot a lot, but you cannot go in so close to the net. If the other team has a good goalie, maybe it's the best. It's not the best to go 4-0 against the guys. So we have one example. Stop.
So Marcelo, do you like the 4-0?
I like 4-0.
Okay.
I like 4-0 because most of the time everybody pressure.
Okay.
The guys don't have a patience to wait.
Okay.
And 4-0 nowadays, if you go big court, 4-0 you can play in the organized area, no,
Mhm.
in the middle, and you're gonna find the space behind the guys.
Okay.
So,
Cool.
I like it, but you needed to be a good. You need to be a good player too.
Okay.
4-0. So this is one example for 4-0. You can see the video now.
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay. So you put the players in the same line. Look at red team. Red team is passing the ball, same line. So when the guy pass, he stay. Look, he pretend to sprint and go. Receive the ball, receive. Control again. And the guy escape. Look at the green team, 1-2. Because there is no cover. You are in line. You making line. If the guys come to you, you're gonna play. There is nobody covering each other. So the concept the guys talk is always the guy in the middle sprint. You're gonna see the ball pass, the guy sprint. The ball pass, number 4, sprint. Look, the ball pass in front of the player sprint. So is one point like to build the kids to understand that if the ball comes to you, you are in the middle, you're not receiving the ball. You are sprint with the and we are talking here, this is, oh, look, the player gone. Looks like a juvenile youth team. Pass the guy sprint, number 7. The guy go, sprint, move. Find the ball, the other guy, build. So they are playing 4-0 in this situation. Here you have 4-0. Again, this is Inter Movistar. It's a good team, professional team. So look, pass and move. This guy come, find diagonal and move. So you don't have that, I just play as a defender. I'm just defender. You don't have that guy, I'm just striker. I'm just play, you don't have specific nowadays. Of course, you have guys, they are better as a defender, but the guy cannot just play as a defender. He needs, and you build the kid. You build the kid. One situation is, oops, no, one situation that you build the kid is the idea that defend in futsal, you can score. Can you see the video, Andrea? Andrea,
Nope, I can't. I just see your face.
can you see the video?
No, I just see your face.
My face?
Yeah,
My face?
I just see your face. I don't see the video.
No. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Really?
Really?
Leave it and share the video. Share the, yes. Can you see the video?
Yep, now I can.
Yep.
Yep.
So,
All good.
no?
No, yes, I can see it. It's all good.
The yellow
Okay.
is, okay, yellow is Barcelona, the blue, Barcelona, and the blue team is the Inter Movistar. This is, you have in this game 10 Brazilians playing. 6 in Barcelona, 4 in Inter Movistar. The best player in the world in that time for this game is this number 10 here in blue, Ricardinho, who is Portuguese, is the best. So you're gonna see 2 teams playing 4-0 and how they manage to play 3-1. You're gonna see some minutes for these guys playing and how the intensity of the game. How the intensity of the game. So look, oh, Barcelona built 3-1. Nothing. Oh, everybody come, go over. Transition fast, the referee didn't call foul. Look at his size. Oh. I think he's smaller than me. So look, they build. Barcelona playing 3-1. They have Ferrão in the top. The striker Barcelona is the best player now. Oh, this guy that lost the ball. Ooh. So you can see the game is a little bit faster than the other videos, no? No?
Sort of. My internet seems to be cutting in and out.
We have one movement here. Ferrão, this guy is the best in the world now. This guy that left. This guy now. This is the best player. And you can see like how they block the guy, how is the intensity of the game, everybody behind the ball when the guys have the set ball. So, but the problem, the situation, you go double and you go use the shock in the ball. You don't have like this. Oh, look. The transition fast, every time. Every time. 1 versus 1. Oh, the guy tried. Look here, look here, look here, look here. Look here. Look here. The guy's injured. Stop share. So I think the kids, they born and they start to play futsal, they are more familiar with the systems like the 4-0. because they can see the adult playing. If they watch futsal, they can watch the World Cup. So I think if you be next generation, it'll be easier to build the guys and to make the guys to play 4-0. I think to introduce the system, it was more difficult for the other generation than nowadays. And now everybody can understand the game, can check, can find ideas. If they know where they're gonna try to find, they can find. But again, if you wanna play 4-0, you need four guys they know. Pass the ball, dribble the ball, defend the ball, shoot the ball, striker, everything. You need the global player. And of course, this guy, when he go to the field, he thinks the game different in the midfield. The midfield is totally different when you are a futsal player and you're gonna play the. I have experience like guys play futsal all his life, and when he go to the university, he has an opportunity to play in the soccer team for the university, and it was fantastic. But he didn't want to stay on the soccer team. But the first game he played, the guy said, "You have to stay here." And the guy said, "No." And he said to me, "It's like a farm." I had so many times. Imagine you are 25 years old, you always play only futsal, and you go to the university and say, and in one game you come to play, the guys love you. So it's like this at the point. We have questions?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not seeing any.
Mariani understand everything in English. I'm worried about some people don't speak English, and I don't speak English, so it's more difficult. We are good?
Yeah, we're good. Did you have another slide? Did you have another slide?
No, I have, but you're gonna be like a long time with the 4-0.
Wait, you have to show the closing slide. Is that your last slide? Like, are we done with slides or what? Are we done with the slides?
We have, this is the last intermoves.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
You Brazil.
The hamsters are slow today on the internet, I think, at Marcelo's house. Hey, Alvaro, can you hear Marcelo?
No.
Okay, did he die?
This is the last.
Now he's.
Is he back?
No, I could hear him.
Is he? What's going on? We seem to be having some technical difficulties with Marcelo. Oh,
I think he
did
just
we lose Marcelo?
lost Marcelo.
We just lost Marcelo.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Well,
I think the last one that Marcelo was showing here, it's more of a 4-0 movement, and then I think he just showed us in the previous one. What we can do, if you want, we can show a little bit on the board, and then we can finish the presentation on the board. It's like if we come here, and then the 4-0. Can you see my board here?
Yep.
Okay. So basically, what Marcelo was showing is this.
Okay.
The red team trying to finish in this goal here, in this net here. So basically, the players are going to start moving in and out all over the place to create passing lanes and opportunities to finish the attack. And then, as he showed there, normally the teams nowadays, when they when they finish their attack, they try to finish with this shape, which means an offensive triangle. And then someone play offensively, play on the attacking zone, but this guy here, one of these, we always play in futsal attacking, but thinking in our own net, because you need to finish the attack. And then if something goes wrong, and goes wrong means doesn't score, they will counterattack. They probably will play fast. So if they play, the opposition plays, for example, a long ball here. So number 3, which was attacking, but it was the last man. If the goalie plays long, he is right there to recover. So he's attacking, but he is the first defender here in one concept. So he has this 2 roles, like attacking and defending if something goes wrong. And another principle on the 4-0, we always want, it doesn't matter where we are on the field, we always want try to create or to keep players in line as much as we can. So if we keep the opposition in line like this, that's what we want, because we want to play on their back. So we want to explore this huge gap here behind the defender's line. So that's why you're going to see players moving, passing the ball, supporting, and then someone jumping in, diving into this space to receive this pass. And then now we are on the finishing zone already. So if this doesn't work, for example, this guy jumped in, so maybe I don't have an opportunity to play here, then maybe I'm going to circulate the ball back again. And then now I'm going to try to use this side here again, or maybe I'm going to circulate the ball and play this ball to the other side. So I'm consistently moving and trying to use these gaps. That's what the 4-0 is helping nowadays. So those are the principles, basically the principles behind the 4-0. So those were the concepts and the principles that Marcelo was showing on the videos that he was giving to us. We have a lot of possibilities in the 4-0, but those are the main things at this point. Okay.
Perfect. And Marcelo's back.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I lost my connection. Done. It wasn't stable, and
No.
so I lost the connection.
No, that's all right. All right. Well, if anyone doesn't have anything else, does anyone have any other questions? I don't think so. So what's our next one? Our next one.
Transitions.
Okay, transitions. All right, cool. And then just for you, the 2 peeps that are on the call to know, we are doing a lot more interviews. So if you're on, and we're generally doing them on Instagram. So if you guys are interested, follow us on Instagram. We're the Brazilian Futsal Club on IG. Because yeah, we're doing a lot more interviews and stuff, which is amazing because there's a lot of good content that we've been putting out through Instagram, but that's also just coming out of Brazil. So we're riding that wave, which is awesome. So I don't know, do you guys have anything else to add?
Thank you very much for those who finished the presentation with us. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next week.
Marcelo, anything to add?
Yep. Thank you, and see you next week.
Yep.
I think like we are building like the idea that everybody understand more about the game.
Yeah, which is awesome. All right, cool. Thanks.
Bye.
Okay, bye.